Good morning, students. Welcome back to online class. Let's start first part of Unit 3, that is 3.1 Conquering Distance. Please look at your book, students. The early man had no means of transport. He had to cover all the distance on foot. He had to carry all his loads on his head, shoulders, or back. In other words, he was his own beast of burden. But he could not carry very heavy loads. Slowly he learned how to pull heavy load. He tied logs together and prepared a kind of sledge. Then he put his things on it and pulled the sledge. He found it easier to carry load. This is what some of the Eskimos still do. It was easy to pull a sledge on snow, but not so easy on hard land. On an uneven surface, it was still more difficult. The early man observed that round logs of wood rolled easily down the slopes of hills. This set him thinking. He started moving heavy loads on round logs. The next step was the invention of the wheel. The earliest wheel was just a slice cut across a log. Slowly men learned that a wheel with spoke was just as strong as a solid wheel. He also found that it was much lighter today. The wheels of cars and aeroplanes have hollow rubber tires. They are filled with air to make them speedy. The earliest use of the wheel was in the making of simple carts, but man still drew these carts himself. Slowly he succeeds in taming some animals. He used these animals to draw his carts. Thus man got great relief. Now he could travel faster and carry his load easily. The invention of wheels was in fact the first important step in conquering distance. But the most important change came with the invention of the steam engine. It was used to run train on rails. Travel and transport became much easier and faster. The discovery of oil engine was the next important step. Now petrol and diesel come to be used in running cars, trucks and other vehicles. All these discoveries have helped greatly in conquering distance. They have brought the world much closer. Now we can travel as faster as we like. We can also travel in any way we like. We can travel by roadways, railways, waterways or airways. Students, in an ancient time, man has moved on foot. He had to move one place to another place in search of food or shelter. If he had to cross the water body, he used boats or raft. He has to carry his goods either his head or in his back. He could not travel very far because they are tired. Then they start using animals to transport themselves and their goods. Okay. The early man had no means of transport. He had to carry about all his load himself. Then slowly, he started domesticate some animals like horse, buffaloes, camels, and he used them as a beast of burden. Then the invention of wheel changed the life of early men. He made a cart and loads his heavy loads on it. Now the transportation of people and goods become easier. People start moving and carrying their loads on carts fitted with wheels. These were pulled by people or animals. Then the invention of steam engine brought a further increasing in the speed of transport. The second invention come with the invention of steam engine. Thomas Newcomer made the first practical steam engine about 300 years ago, but it was designed by James Watt in England about 240 years ago. The first train pulled by steam engine built about 200 years ago. At about the same time, ships using steam engine were made. It now become possible to transport heavier loads much faster. The modes of transport are the roadways, the railways, the airways and the waterways. Okay. But time to time the steam engine were replaced by more efficient engine that used by petrol, diesel and electricity. These engines are now used to run various types of vehicles on land, sea and air. They travel much faster and carry much more loads than the earlier vehicles. Okay, students? Our first modes of transport is roadways. Road used by vehicles are called roadways. Today we have a network of roads all over the world. These are Kacha road as well as the Pakka roads. Some roads are narrow, others are very wide. Good roads are necessary for smooth movements of vehicles. Advanced countries of the world have very broad roads. The roads are divided into two parts. In the middle, one part is meant for vehicle going in one direction. The other part is meant for vehicle going in the opposite direction. Each of these parts is further divided into lanes. Different lanes are used for different speeds. No vehicles is allowed to slow down in its lane. It has to change the lane first and only then can it slow down. No vehicles in any lane can take a right or left turn. For taking a turn, there are special lanes. No traffic lights are provided on highways because vehicles are not supposed to take any turn there. Such roads are called freeways, expressways or highways. We have the Mumbai-Pune and Delhi-Great Noida Expressway in our country. National Highway 8 is the major commercial road that connects Mumbai with the New Delhi. Highway passes through state capitals of Gandhinagar and Jaipur, as well as important places like Ahmedabad and Baroda. Roads in our country are not so good, but we do have a network of roads. These roads connect all towns, cities, and most of the villages. Some roads connect our country with neighboring countries also. The Grand Trunk Road connects Kolkata to West Bengal to Peshawar in Pakistan. The Bharat-Tibet Road connects India with China. We have road that leads to Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Students, land transport includes roadways and railways. Today, every country has a network of paved road connections, cities and towns, and with each cities or town. In industrial development country, there is a network of highway connecting major cities. These are broad paved road with two sections for vehicle moving in opposite direction. These highways do not have sharp bends. They have bypass town. They cross on the way. Thus vehicle can travel very fast for long distance without stopping. Okay. In India, such highways have been connected between two important cities. We have freeways. Such roads are called freeways, expressways or highways. The two important cities' commercial roads are connected. They are Mumbai with New Delhi through the state capital of Gandhinagar and Jaipur, as well as Ahmedabad and Baroda. Okay, road in our country are not so good, but we do have a networks of roads. The connection of towns, it connect with towns, cities and most of the villages also. Even the road of our country is connected with the neighboring country also. Okay. So the Grand Trunk Road connected with Kolkata in West Bengal. You can see the picture, the Grand Trunk Road. From here this road is started. It started from Kolkata. From here it started. Then he joined to Peshawar in Pakistan. Okay. Another is the Bharat-Tibet Road connected India with China. You can see in this map, this road is also started from here, then it connect to China here. Okay. So these two roads are connected to our neighboring country. We have also roads that lead to Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Okay students. Our next topic is problems of increased road traffic. There is no doubt that road transport has become very fast and easy, but heavy increase in road traffic has created two big problems. One in the problem of pollution. Vehicles running on petrol and diesel give out poisonous fumes. These fumes are very harmful for health. The other problem is the increasing number of road accidents. Often people do not follow traffic rules and cause accident. Now, most governments are taking steps to make driving safe on public roads. Efforts are also being made to bring pollution under control. Students, in India, because of road traffic, lots of accidents are happening per day. Okay, the two biggest problem now we suffer, that is pollution, because of busy road, lots of pollution created, and poisonous fumes are very harmful for health, and increase of accident because people are not follow the traffic rules. But now most government are taking step to make a driving safe on public roads, and efforts are also being made to bring pollution under control. So this is about roadways. Okay, student. Our next topic is railways. Railway is including in land transport. Okay. Railway are the most commonly used means of transport. They are very convenient for long journey. They are useful for carrying bulky goods over long distance. The real development of railway come with the invention of the steam engine in our country. The railways were introduced by the British in the year 1853. The first train ran from Mumbai to Thane. It was a distance of 32 km. Today, all major cities of India are connected by railways. A number of superfast and luxury trains have been introduced on all important routes. India has the largest network of railways in Asia. It is the fourth largest in the world. Europe and North America have a largest and broadest railway network in the world. Almost all countries have railway lines running from coast to coast. They are called transcontinental railways. In USA and Canada, many trains connected cities on the eastern coast and those on the western coast. In Europe, the Grand Orient Express connected Paris with Istanbul in Turkey. It passes through several countries. The longest railway line in the world is the Trans-Siberian Railway. It connected Leningrad with Vladivostok in Russia. It required 7 days to cover this distance of 8,000 km. Japan, Germany and France have some of the fastest trains in the world. They can run at the speed of more than 400 km per hour. Students, in most countries, trains are the most important means of transport for people and goods. They are efficient move of large number of people over long distance. They are also useful for moving goods from one place to another. Okay. In India, the first railway train can run between Mumbai and Thane. It was a distance of 32 km. About 150 years ago, in 1853, a British start. Okay. Today, India has one of the largest railway network in Asia and fourth largest in the world, with the route of more than 60,000 km. Okay, students. And in our country, we are talking about only India. So in our country, there are about 11,000 passengers trains which travel every day, carrying about 2 crore peoples. Okay, and the most popular trains are Shatabdi and Rajdhani trains, have a pick-up speed of over 100 km per hour. They run by 100 km per hour with the speed. Okay, the name of the train is Shatabdi and Rajdhani. Okay, students. This is about India. Okay. Now look at about other railway network. Okay. So Europe and North America have the largest, broadest railway network in the world. Almost all continents railway lines running from coast to coast, even eastern coast to western coast. In USA and Canada, many trains connected cities to eastern coast to western coast. In Europe, the Grand Orient Express connected Paris with Istanbul in Turkey. It passes through several countries. And students, the longest railway line in the world is the Trans-Siberian Railway. Look at the picture. This is your longest railway line. The Trans-Siberian Railway. Okay. And this is connected with Leningrad with Vladivostok in Russia. Okay. And it required 7 days to cover this distance of 8,000 kilometers. This is your longest. To cover this area, it take total 8,000 kilometers. And distance it cover in 7 days. Okay. And Japan, Germany and France have some fastest train in the world. They can run at the speed of 400 km per hour. In India, Shatabdi and Rajdhani trains have peak a speed of 100 km per hour. But these are the fastest train. They have only Japan, Germany and France, and they can cover 400 km in per hour. Okay, students? That's all for today. Hope you understand. Thank you.